have been dealing with the threats for weeks, and we still don't know just how high those tariffs will be. The CBC's Angie Seth joins us now from a packaging company in Brampton, Ontario. It does a lot of business with the United States, and she's been in that warehouse all day hearing from workers about their concerns ahead of that deadline tomorrow. Hey, Angie, so how could potential tariffs impact this facility and its employees?
You know, I'm going to say right now, everyone's sort of, waiting on bated breath right now to find out what the president is going to say, what that decision is going to be. Are these tariffs going to be, delayed another 30 days, or are they going to be implemented coming tomorrow? And that's sort of been the talk around here. This company here, Alpha Poly, does business with the United States. They've been doing so for the last 10 years, and that's been part of their growth plan, looking to continue that growth. Now things are sort of sitting in limbo in terms of what that's going to mean for their business, for their employees, for their bottom line. I want to bring in the Director of Finance, Jim Skinner, who's been crunching the numbers on this. So Jim, give me a sense here in terms of what you're looking at, if these tariffs get implemented, what the impact is going to be.
Well, obviously the first thing is profitability, right? Our customers probably will not accept the price increase that would be required to cover. So that means that we need to enter into negotiations with all of our customers that we ship directly to the United States. The other side is that the bulk of our business we do ship to Canadian customers, but we don't know where our product ends up eventually. Okay, so we might sell to a Canadian packer, and they might sell to the United States. So their business might dry up. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and I think that's the biggest issue that we have right now is the uncertainty that surrounds all this, because we don't know what the final implications are going to be. We know what the implications are for our sales direct to the United States, and like I said, we would have to renegotiate all that pricing, but it's the you don't know what you don't know. We don't know how it's going to affect our other customers, right? So I know one of our largest customers on the West Coast, they do sell their product into the United States. They sell in Canada and the US, but we don't have any visibility into those numbers. We don't know what they're selling.
So with that being said, and I know that you're now sort of maybe trying to look to pivot towards doing business within Canada, but what are you watching for now as we're sort of watching the clock tick?
I'm basically looking at how it's affecting the broader economy. So we know that when the Canadian dollar is weak, that almost everything gets more expensive. We have been dealing in Canada with very, very high inflation for many years. And I know that a lot of people think everything's okay because now inflation's back down around 2%. But the problem is prices are still increasing. They're still increasing. So when people say inflation is down, it just means prices are increasing at a slower rate. And with the dollar falling again, we started to see a recovery last week in the dollar coming back over 70 cents. Now with Trump saying that he's going to bring the tariffs in after all, it slumped down again to about 69 cents. So when the dollar is that weak, everything gets more expensive. So yes, we're pivoting to buy from Canadian suppliers, but at the end of the day, a lot of the raw materials that go into the stuff that our Canadian suppliers are selling to us come from the United States or are sold in US dollars. So a lot of raw materials, like pulp for paper, metal, aluminum, ingots for steel, all these raw materials, they're all priced in US dollars anyways, regardless of where they're sourced. So that implication, that broader implication on the entire economy is huge. It's huge.
Appreciate that, Jim. So as you can tell, Arthi, and I'll just wrap it up really quickly here. As you can tell, Arthi, there's so many layers that are involved in this, and especially in a business like this. Even the ink that they purchase, my understanding, comes from the United States. So a lot of layers, a lot of things that are needing to be looked at. But the impact certainly could be quite great when it comes to certain contracts affecting a business. This one being in business for 35 years, 95 employees. So everyone is watching very closely what's going to be coming from the United States today.
That's the CBC's Angie Seth in Brampton, Ontario. Thanks, Angie.